Shabbat Shalom. I want to talk today about a section of the portion, Parshat Emor, that troubles me. There's a section that a Kohen cannot have a mum. They cannot have a physical blemish of any sort. That they will not be able to serve God with the sacrifices if they do it. And perhaps there's a practical or pragmatic element to this. What is it? That in order to lift animals, to sacrifice them, you can't be limp or lame or have amputations. But I think there's another element to this, that people would, God forbid, look down on this Kohen who has a blemish. Part of the reason the Kohanim cover their heads during Duchanin is so that you don't say, that guy's blessing me, he thinks he's so great. And similarly here, so that people would not, God forbid, think or say, that Kohen has a blemish. They have a cut on their face. They have this or that. How can they be serving before God? Yet there's something very sad about this. And I want to reference a show that I watch on Highflix called The New Black, or Shababnikim. There's Mayor Sebag, who is a Sephardi Jew from a poor family, who wants to date Ruthie Goldberg, an Ashkenazi Jew from a wealthy family. And the father of Ruthie will not set up a shidduch. He doesn't want his daughter to be with a Sephardi guy from a poor family without yichus. And what ends up happening, unfortunately, Ruthie has a ski accident and she loses an arm. So she's considered damaged goods in this community. And so now the father's interested in Meir being his son-in-law. Only he says the following two things. One, he needs to obviously accept her exactly as she is. And two, he needs to change his last name. He can't have such a Sephardi last name, Sebag. He needs to be Sebo, sounds Hungarian. And the clip ends with Meir saying, Sebo, not a chance. Bli sikui. Won't happen. So even today, in some atmospheres, there's this emphasis on yichus. I had it when I was on Saw You at Sinai, and the matchmaker said to me, we have this girl who might be for you, but she's a convert, and we want to be sure you're okay with that. I said, why wouldn't I be okay with that? Converts are considered Jews in every regard. And unfortunately, this idea of purebred Judaism, which I see in this week's parasha, is very troubling to me. So I don't just like talking about those sections of Torah that are easy. I like to mention those that are difficult. And the only way that I can grapple with this effectively is to imagine that there was some sort of Rahmanas on these Kohanim. That yes, they were still considered a Kohen in full regard. They got to eat of the Truma, special food, but that they didn't have to do the hard work of sacrificing animals. Yet even that is not something I find compelling. So I challenge you to wrestle with Parshiot. Our movement wrestled with this portion. It says a Kohen can't marry a divorcee, and our movement uprooted that from the Torah, now allows the Kohen to marry a divorcee. Orthodoxy, that's not allowed. And I challenge you to grapple with some of these priestly regulations in Parshat Emor, or whichever portion you choose. Shabbat Shalom.